Brutality and cruelty are a type of edginess often pointed to when looking at an anime that immediately turns off an audience. By that I mean people look at a show, call it edgy, and that's a shorthand for saying it's bad. You know, it's got a lot of gore, mean characters, and people get seriously hurt or maimed for no reason. It's edgy. Do I need to say more? If it's edgy, it's bad. Despite some of the edgiest shows in television continuing to be the must-see, critically acclaimed, and most talked about series while airing. Which begs the question, when is edginess not bad? When is it okay to look at a show that's borderline obscenely mean to its characters and like it? I don't know, let's take a look at Jashin-chan Dropkick, or Dropkick on My Devil in the meantime while we ask those hard-hitting questions. If you're expecting a series heavy in the plot department, you'll be disappointed. This isn't that type of show, despite being ripe for it with its premise. I'm not going to worry about spoilers, since both seasons of this show drop enough information within the first few minutes of the first episode to lay out the entire premise. A college girl by the name of Yurine summons a demon into the human world by the name of Jashin-chan. Yes, her name is actually Jashin-chan. She's a high-ranking half-cobra, half-human girl demon who slithers around topless. And since she was summoned, cannot go back home until she's either sent back through magic, or her summoner dies. Unfortunately for her, Yurine can't find the book containing the return spell, so Jashin-chan's stuck in the human world. With no other options left, Jashin-chan makes multiple attempts on Yurine's life, which all fail spectacularly time and time again. There's the entire basic pitch for the whole series. And if you're worried about character introductions, plot development, or any sort of growth, you needn't be. Jumping into Season 2 leaves you no less lost when a Medusa, aptly named Medusa, a Minotaur named Minos, and an angel named Pecola appear around Yurine and Jashin-chan to fill out the rest of the cast. With such a macabre theme of devils, magic, and angels, you can get an understanding that this series is built around darker humor. Jashin-chan's constant attempted murders on Yurine with her signature dropkick are often punished in over-the-top, excessively grotesque ways, such as bisecting her with a machete, impaling her on pikes, and slicing her tail section to be used for food for the rest of the cast. This is, of course, dismissed as her being a devil that can regenerate, so it's perfectly fine. And when the show is punishing Jashin-chan for being obnoxious, self-centered, and sadistic, it's entertaining to see her get smacked down for that behavior. Though the later season has more instances where she's doing practically nothing of harm, besides being an idiot, and the cast mutilates or humiliates her for the fun of it. And that's less what I'm here for. Literally, fuck this character for going from adoring Jashin-chan to actively cheering for her death from one episode to the next with nothing happening between them. Not that Jashin-chan's likable, but when she's showing some of her better character attributes and still getting hammered for it, I sort of feel like rolling my eyes. I like things a bit more in line with episode 8 in season 2, where Yurine and Jashin-chan's relationship is a bit more deep than But as long as you're getting off on that sadistic schlock, Jashin-chan getting literally fried, or Pecola getting her cardboard box destroyed, it's sure to be satisfying in short bursts. But can it carry the entire show? Well, not really, which is why the anime delves into fourth wall humor pretty damn hard for its other gags. The characters in this series are well aware they're in an anime adaptation, with Jashin-chan seemingly inhabiting a world where her own anime exists, giving nods to promotions and even trying to actively boost its popularity, seeking out her critics, fighting them, forgetting what she's doing, and even trying to rebrand the show so publishers will treat her better. It's hard to pull off well. Simply drawing attention to the fact that the characters are aware they're fictional isn't necessarily a joke, but combining that with subverted expectations and commentary about the industry makes it endearing in a way that many other franchises fail at. Part of what makes this show so successful for me is it manages to make a character that's unlikable and likable at the same time, relishes in her torture, and is even aware where it fits into the scope of anime. That is, Jashin-chan herself can have a low self-image, and that translates to the anime, creating thematic resonance. Taking two styles of humor, often panned and loathed by viewers, and getting those to work is a feat I appreciate. Let's talk about animation for this one, which falls into the simplified slice-of-life comedy style that's done to death. Sure, it's cute, chibi, and filled with bright colors, and that juxtaposes against the tone to emphasize the humor. Characters deforming into chibi versions of themselves, losing a mouth, and shrinking while being scolded before a hyper-detailed shot of Yurine sadistically holding a knife creates a stylistic whiplash one wants when viewing a comedy. It's not so much stylistic suck, but playing expected comedy tropes to the anime's advantage. It also helps them avoid a higher television rating by keeping the violence cartoonishly over the top. They can show a hand being held to a burning grill with zero repercussions, since it's blackened in the next shot and fine in the one following that. It can be downright adorable, and the character designs are meant to emphasize that aspect with rounded designs, not too filled with detail, which helps keep the animation budget low too. And I sort of have to give it to the studio for having a main female character being topless throughout the majority of the show, but not delving into ecchi with it. A pleasant aesthetic that's expected and doesn't disappoint. But as much praise as I've offered this show, I'm not certain I can recommend it to just anyone. Viewers need a certain tolerance for awful before delving into this anime, otherwise they're gonna hate it. Edgy humor and imagery is commonplace here, if you couldn't tell. If you can't stand mocking abuse or blatantly drawing attention to the fourth wall, like Jashin-chan grabbing the camera so it doesn't trail down to catch a glimpse of her bare chest, it's not going to be a series you'll enjoy because that sort of mean-spirited humor is the entire foundation this one's built on. But if you like seeing horrible people get shit on by the world, their friends, and sometimes themselves, and you love the cutesy style, this is right up your alley. For me, I'm sort of torn where I stand, but I can say when this show is good, it's pretty damn good. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and do all the other YouTube stuff to help the channel grow. You can also join my Discord with a link down in the description. And if you really want to support me, you can head on over to my Patreon to pick up some extra perks like voting on what I do next. Thanks for watching.